Hello, welcome back. Last time I did Jewels of the Reef and got all the starfish there. Apparently this was the other easy, fun, happy puzzle that I had left that I'd been told about. All the rest are going to be nasty from here on. I tried Open Sesame and didn't really get much of anywhere with it. It looked super complicated. I haven't taken much of a look at Torpedo Boat, but before that I was working on Zoology Division. I was just having another look at this, and I think I have some ideas for how to make at least some progress in it. It's pretty daunting still.
Look at those guys up there in the aquarium.
I mean, you'd expect it to be. It's a final mission. And in fact, now that I think about it, so this is a final mission. As soon as I get Shelby out, everything gets way easier. It's not too big a deal to get Shelby from here onto this and move that hatch out of the way. Then Agent T can get in here. This little airlock thingy moves all the characters through
out,
that
Shelby.
way. Yeah, we're working on it. So all the characters come through there. Something happens here. I'm still not sure how the bird gets out of the way exactly. I have some ideas. Yeah, I think I do see how that works. Bird is 4 tall, Agent T is 3. Yeah, I can, like, push the bird down, shove this over, let's see.
This is a tough one, huh?
Yep, sure is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I'll move this to the left, using Virgil as a lever.
I wonder
Maybe.
why the
Shh! Quiet! I'm doing things. Get Agent T down here, Shelby stuck to this, lift up the bird, put him back in his place, then everybody can get in there. Okay. So yeah, as soon as I get the ice to Shelby, this is basically solved. So, things that I figured out. This seaweed is, like, super in the way. That's actually one of my biggest problems. For the moment, I'm going to just dispose of it. That's probably not what I ultimately want to do, but for now that's what I'm going to do. Virgil goes up and over this stuff. Pushes it onto her back, as before. What if I put... Hang on, I just noticed something. What I noticed was that if I put the seaweed there, I can stick the... What is this object? I'm gonna lean forward and see if I can figure it out. Putting my face up against my screen did not help me figure out what this is. It could be like a roll of paper towels wrapped up. It could be some sort of can of something. This looks kind of like the outline of a fish. I couldn't make any sense of the writing on it. I don't know what this is. Anyway, the 1x2 object is going on top of the seaweed. Why do I want that? I don't know. It just feels like that's the place for it. Alright, so then as before, Virgil goes on top of this over here. And Agent T pushes both over this way. Virgil climbs on her back and gets up here. And then what does he do? I guess he goes over here-ish? So I've done this before. This stuff leads me to what exactly? I can push the ice. Virgil doesn't say his line to Shelby about would the ice help. That does make me worry. He said the line when I pushed it to the right. I think there might be some route where the ice could go up here. Agent T would catch it and push it to the left somehow and down. That sounds hard. That sounds a lot harder than doing what I'm doing here. The thing is, though, how does doing what I'm doing here help? Also, I wanted to drop that there. So I've done all this before. From here, it's mostly a matter of shuffling things around in such a way that would allow the ice to get downward. I think that's going to involve this pipe. Like, this is supposed to push something down and take the ice with it, although at the same time that would... Virgil has to manipulate the ice over here and push it left down there somehow. That feels like it has the potential to crush him, which I don't want, obviously. So nothing about that is particularly helpful. I can free the ice doing that. Oh hey, that's interesting, and I can do that earlier. Whoa. Okay, that's not what I want. So it has to be there-ish. Well, that didn't do anything. That's interesting. That's extremely interesting. So what about the seaweed? What can I do with that seaweed? I still can't move any of this... Well, I guess I can move it downward a little bit like this, but that doesn't help anything. Virgil can't quite get on top of that. He'll just push it over there, which is not what I want. What if I moved this one more before I did that stuff? So with that, those things over there... Now nothing can really happen. That's not helpful. Wait. Well, that's... No. That's definitely... Oh, wait, hang on. Hey. Can I get... Can I stick this thing in between those two, like on top of that? Well, it'll push the seaweed down. That's not what I want. So I was thinking I might be able to get into a situation where Virgil actually climbs on top of the ice because it's, well, like... Well, no, I can't quite do it here. Well, that's not what I want. And in fact, there's not much I can push down this hole. Okay, so how will I move Virgil and... Can I get Virgil up on top of that ice earlier? Earliest opportunity I have to exert some turtle influence on it is not here. It's too earlier than that. That's certainly not what I want, is it? Probably not. Why did I want this thing up on top of the seaweed? I don't... Oh, okay, so no, this does have to be clear for the ice to slide all the way down here, so I can't drop this into this hole. That's not what I want. Oops. Let me just make a save here. What was this save, out of curiosity? Same thing. Okay, I had the same thought last time I was here. So I have two of the same thing now. Okay, so when can I influence stuff? Also, I still think I'm doing this wrong because I'm pushing the ice to the left and Virgil doesn't say his thing. So let's try. I'm going to take that as a hint that I am supposed
Hey, Shelby,
to...
would this ice help?
Yes, immensely. All this floating is making me sick, and I need a cold compress.
So it's when Virgil steps next to the ice. Okay, well that's not necessarily part of the solution, but what if it was? There's still definitely more exploring I can do with what I was messing with a moment ago, but what if I start down this route? Nothing really happens. That'll float up to the surface. That's way too high for Agent T to really move it anywhere. I can't get this pipe up on top of it or anything, and even if I could, that wouldn't be good, so no. That's not what I want. So maybe that's just dialogue that you will not see while doing the correct solution. That does seem weird to me, but it's plausible. Doing this traps her over there. I guess Shelby would be the one to get that starfish. Yeah, if anybody was going to do it, it'd be Shelby. I didn't push that thing far enough over. And I have a save for this anyway, so just save a tiny bit of time. Okay, so I know my arrangement over here is wrong. There's something I need to do with this. I feel like I need this. Well, no, is there? Is there? I just need to understand the boundaries of my environment. What is it that needs to happen for all of this to just magically work? If that drops in there, the ice still kind of has somewhere to go. I mean, this is not what I want, no. Yeah, so the ice can float up under Agent T. So it's not definitely an impossibility to lift the ice up over this. I can't say that for sure yet. I could maybe even... What if I let it float all the way up to the surface? Virgil still doesn't have enough height to climb back on Agent T's back. Ooh, but it can be used to push that around, which is interesting. Yeah, and I can't get enough height for that. I can't get Virgil up on top of the ice, really. Not in any way that I can obviously see here. Just need to take a very close look at all the possibilities. Huh. Well, I can't say for sure that this is wrong. It doesn't look right. That really doesn't look right. Because there's no way to move the ice left anymore. I gotta do something with that seaweed. The seaweed is just... The way the seaweed is configured is wrong somehow. But what can I do with it? What's the seaweed for? Shoving that over here is not too helpful. That just blocks Virgil's way. That still blocks him. So who... Let's work backward from the idea of having the ice down here. So at some point Virgil has to push it to the left from this column. Virgil's the only one who can do that. Feels like either Agent T is going to have to shove the ice downward. She doesn't have much room to do that. Like, to get her into this space, that's a very cramped little space for her. So if the ice were underneath her and she pushed it down right there, then that's still not really helpful. No, I think I need something heavy on top of it, like this pipe, to push it downward. Ooh, and then Virgil goes over here and pushes this to the left and safely gets the ice out of there. And conveniently has... Then... Okay, I see. The solution has revealed itself. So, what I need... My mission is to drop this pipe onto the ice. How would that happen? Probably needs to involve the seaweed. How would I drop this pipe ever?
The goal in this room.
It sure is. Doing this... I mean, technically this does drop the pipe. It just kills a crab in the process. Can't be doing that. Pushing from the other side doesn't really help, does it? Not especially.
Maybe I should try that a different way.
There's no way for Virgil to fall with a pipe on top of him and have him survive, not when the pipe is shaped like that. Agent T could perhaps influence the pipe. She could push it to the left, potentially, but not to the right. How high can she swim? That high. Not high enough for this not to be an obstacle, so there's no way she's ever going up here. So... if Virgil had an extra lever... how could he use that to drop this down? Feels like I want to shove something up in here. Well, but like what? The ice? What if it's the
Come on
ice?
out, Shelby.
It can't be the ice.
To go downstairs.
I can't get out.
Well, how did you get in there?
This would already have... No. It can be the ice. Okay, so maybe I want to lift the ice up here. So maybe my mission is to get Virgil back on Agent T's back after all this has happened. Have a way for him to push the ice across this. That seems hard.
I wonder why the land creatures are underwater and the sea creatures are up above.
So if the ice were there... Oh. Okay, now I see it. Yeah. So, watch this. This won't actually work, but it'll look like something. The thing it will look like is that I can get the ice all the way up, out of here. Ice goes there. If Virgil were up on top of Agent T's back, right now, I would just push this to the left and everything would kind of work itself out. So all I need to do is build a platform that allows... Okay, yeah. Ice does not have to slide along the bottom. I need these objects to build a Virgil remounting Agent T platform. That's how to do it. Okay, so how do I use those objects to do that? I can stick this in here, and then the seaweed is really, really in the way. Let me try something. Something dumb. The something dumb can't actually work, though. What I wanted... See, the seaweed prevents Agent T from getting there.
Shelby.
I wanted to get him on top of it and try putting the ice under the seaweed and push that to the left. Because, okay, well, let's simulate that at least, I guess. Maybe if I've already built a stairway out of these objects for getting him back on her back, this could still work. Yeah, Virgil's just in the way now. Well, I mean, I can get him out of the way. But that doesn't really help anything. Shh! Quiet! So you push this, left. Once you got here, she could continue pushing it. She could continue pushing it, then it would end up in a bad situation. Okay, so once you get there, it's a problem. Alright, I don't think the ice goes under the seaweed. That's my impression. Come on out, Shelby. I wonder why the land creatures are in the water and the sea creatures are up above. How do I make a stairway? These are not good stairway building materials. This object's not involved. That's just in the way. The ice will displace it. I can't really do anything with it beyond that. So, it does seem reasonably obvious. Come on out, Shelby. That the... Oh. No, that doesn't work. So what if the seaweed were here, all the way down, This
I wonder
thing...
why the land creature...
No, this has to come with me. So I really just get the seaweed and whatever this thing is. That's not a lot to work with. It's not enough to work with. If I could somehow have something solid to hold that in place while it's there, then this still would not work because this is too wide. Like, what I'd like is if this could be here, and Virgil could get on the other side of it. Is that possible with the ice? I don't think so. Nothing is shaped. The only thing that's shaped such that Virgil could crawl up to it from the right would be something that goes down in this hole, and any of those three objects would work for that. This could be involved. This could be involved. Yeah, still don't understand how to build a stairway here. It's a problem. As soon as I understand that, I feel like the rest of this just kind of falls into place. So, like, whoa, that's not where I put you. I know what to do over here, it's just that I have to do something different on the left, and I don't understand what. Also, I messed that up. So, I just want to look at this one more time. Pretty sure the creatures don't play into this at all. They're just kind of there for decoration. I can push the octopus around, wake it up by dropping it off the ledge, but that's all the interaction I can do with that, as far as I can tell. Well, that's no good. Oh, I cannot have the sea... Okay, it has to be this thing, because I need to be able to make this leftward push to get the ice out of there. I can't liberate it any other way. Can I? Is that true? What about if you hid over here? That would work, wouldn't it? Virgil's got to move. Yeah, okay, that is possible because of this little cutout. That's nice. Feels like it might even be relevant to the puzzle. But now Virgil just has nowhere to go. And in fact, I can't even get this ice up there. It's stuck. No, it's not. I can get it up. Doesn't help though. Can I do something with this over here so he could climb up? Oh, hey. Oh, hey. There's a thought. I was spending so much energy trying to get him to climb on her back over there that I didn't realize I could do it here. Neat. Aha! That's not helpful. Is it? It might be. It might be if the ice were still in there. Yeah, he doesn't need to be the one to push it. Okay, here we go. This is something. Oops. Hey, look at that neat little construct. It doesn't quite work. Can it? Can it still? No, because now she can't get in there. No, I can't get him up on top of that and still also be able to push it left. Well, that's unfortunate. Am I sure? I mean, yes, I know the turtle doesn't fit into that space. It's space too big. Well, it seemed like a good idea. It still seems like a good idea somehow. Like, it feels like there's something I can do with that. Can I drag something over like this? Maybe I can use that pipe. Because that doesn't specifically need to be in that spot. No, she can't get to a good place to... All it would do is drop... Oh, hold on. So it could go on top of this and be useless.
Well, that happens.
It does happen. It's not the way I want it to happen. No, feels like this pipe kinda has to go exactly there. Yeah, this is all very constrained. Just because of the shape of this, I can't get Virgil on top of that. And also have her on that side. I can get him on her back over here, and I feel like that's important. But this is too short to get him anywhere wait. Well, no. Because even if she goes over there, that's still not enough room for him to get down. Okay, so... The reason... So I had him on the right... Huh. Well, it sure felt like I was onto something. So putting that seaweed there right now is not doing me any favors. This object could just as easily play the role that that seaweed is playing. So what I probably need to do with the seaweed is use it for another purpose. Which purpose is that? I don't know. What if I leave it exactly in its starting position? Show me what goes wrong with that. That might not be wrong. That might be exactly what I need. Well, okay, so now I have this going on.
Come on out, Shelby. We're all supposed to go downstairs.
Okay, that is a shuffle I can do. There are problems with this. Because I can't, yeah, no, I can't have the seaweed there. The seaweed has to be...
The goal is...
The seaweed definitely needs to go at least there to not get in the way of the rest of this stuff. That's how it seems. So this is a final puzzle. I should feel okay with having to fiddle around with it for a while to get it figured out. Because that's just how the final puzzles go.
Come on out, Shelby.
So a slightly different configuration there might just be all I need. I like how the rest of this has started making sense to me, basically. Not quite as mysterious as it was at first. So what did I want to do here if I push this over?
I wonder who feeds the animals.
I don't know. They can't have been there long. Like, I've met all of these... Well, I haven't met all of these. I haven't met this little tiny fish that I remember. And I haven't met this eel that I remember. Maybe I did? It seems like I would have. And in fact, I don't remember the hedgehog or the sheep either. I do remember the rat, the bird, the octopus, the urchins, and the squid, but not the others. You need to go one more over. So ice floats up. Now, the entire point of everything's existence is to let Virgil get back on Agent T's back. Well, yeah, if the seaweed were down one more, then that still wouldn't work. Right, I still have this same problem, where even if Virgil were up on top of that, he can't cross that gap. The gap's too wide. So what's the idea here? It can't involve the ice, I'm pretty sure. I can get that on the other side. That's not what I want, though. Is it? I doubt it. And that's too far left for the ice. Because ice has to go up and over and to the right. Hold on, was that all possible? How was I going to get it up over this pipe? I didn't have a plan for that, did I? No, that's gonna fall down here. Oh, I didn't. All I have to do is push it in this way, and it goes down. Yeah, so all I have to do is get Virgil onto Agent T's back here. It's just that I don't... It doesn't seem like there's any compatible way I can make a staircase to let that happen. Wait a second. Okay, so what about... Well, that doesn't work. I can't have him use... no, nothing about this works. Wait, what about this? What about... No, I can't get it under him. Can I? I can, maybe. No. No, of course I can't. What am I thinking? What do I do with the seaweed? I don't... And what do I do with this thing? And what do I do with this thing once I'm done with it? I don't have answers for any of those things. And if the seaweed is here, it gets in the way of the ice going down here. Agent T might be able to clean that off to clear that up. Kind of, but I certainly can't do that. Virgil still has to be able to get through here. Just how do I lift a crab onto a turtle? In this area. I can do it here, but this is set up... This little lock right here is set up so that Virgil on Agent T's back cannot ever get to the left of her. He could drop down onto something there, but then there's nothing to push it to the left. So there's no way I can have him ride something to the left the same way I can have him ride something to the right. I have to build a stairway here, but there's... I don't see how. So... Okay, now one thing that might be nice... Maybe my first goal needs to be to elevate the seaweed, but how would I... That would involve already having dropped Virgil down here, and I'd have to already have the stairway to get him back up on that. And how would I even elevate the seaweed anyway if I had done all those things? Like, so what I was imagining... was going to be something like... Like if I could... If I could have the seaweed over here and this up on top of it, he would go up there, crawl under it, push the seaweed out of the way, crawl back up here, push this over to the right. Agent T would block it up right here and he'd be able to climb up onto it and up onto her head. Sounds great, but I can't have this propped up on the seaweed, can I? Can I? I mean, yeah, it's propped up on the seaweed now, but it's not. It needs to be... I need to be able to also slide this down under it into here. There's not much of anywhere I can move this stuff. I can't really stash this up here because, again, she can't interact with it. It's pretty much only him. Could I get it up on top? Everybody wonders about things. There isn't really anywhere else I can put that thing. So wait.
Come on out, Shelby.
If it...
Come on out, Shelby. Come on out. Come on out, Shelby. Come on out, Shelby. Come on out, Shelby.
Every single move.
Come on out, Shelby.
Feels like he's waiting a little bit longer each time, but he still wants to do it every single time.
Come on out, Shelby.
There he goes.
We're all supposed to go.
So maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Maybe I do need this in the... But if this is down here, there's no way Virgil can get up around that. It's not possible. I lifted the seaweed. Does that open up any new possibility? I don't think it does.
I wonder why the land creatures are underwater and the sea creatures are up above.
Well, I have understood more of this problem. I feel like, again, like I said, as soon as I can get you on top of you with the ice floating up here, the puzzle's basically done. I don't know about getting that starfish, but like the puzzle is basically done at that point. That is the entire puzzle. Would be a little bit of Shelby shuffling, but there's really not much. No, like that's the last thing I need. I just need you to climb up on your back. Okay, well, that was as far as I got today. I understand this puzzle. I just don't get the shuffle I need to do here to build a stairway to get him onto her back. There are lots of things that look like they almost work, but they don't actually work. So, I guess I'll see you next time to hopefully make one of those possibilities work somehow, because I know I'm close. I'm very close on this. Alright, see you later.